Hello everyone. I am Sohel Ahmed, Assistant Professor, Department of Business Administration, Dhaka City College. The students of batch 18, Major in Management, Department of Business Administration, Dhaka City College, in Mubarak. I think that all of you are fine. And the students, you know that due to the pandemic COVID-19, you are detached from your regular academic activities. But for the betterment of you, all the faculty members of Department of this Administration, Dhaka City College, have already started taking online classes, and I think all of you have started your study in a full swing. Dear students, today I will take online class on industrial psychology, and we will discuss about leadership and power in organization. Topics to be discussed like leadership, elements or ingredients of leadership, power, bases or sources of power, qualities of a leader, leadership styles, and so on. Firstly, leader. A leader is an individual who influences others' behavior, especially the behaviors of his followers or subordinates. I mean, a leader is a person who influences others' behavior by dint of his attractive personality, by dint of his honesty, integrity, politeness, modesty, communication skill, and so on. Leadership. Leadership is the ability of a person to persuade others in order to seek defined objectives enthusiastically. From this definition, it is very clear that leadership is the ability of a person by which he inspires, he persuades, he influences others' behavior in order to achieve a group goal or objective enthusiastically and willingly. According to H. Kunz and C. O'Donnell, leadership is the art or process of influencing people. Here, people may be a group of people, workers or employees, so that they will strive willingly and enthusiastically toward the achievement of group goals. And according to George R. Terry, leadership is the activity of influencing people to strive willingly for mutual objectives. And finally, it can be said that leadership is a process of influencing the behavior of other people to work willingly towards the achievement of organizational goals. Elements of leadership. The ability to use power effectively and in a responsible manner. A leader needs to use, he, use his power properly or effectively and in a responsive manner which will be beyond any sort of question. Moreover, a leader needs to understand the sentiment, the pulse, the expectation, the behavior of his followers, as well as he needs to understand the motivation forces for his followers because human being has different motivation forces at different times and different situations. A leader must have the ability to inspire his followers, to encourage his followers, to influence, to motivate his followers so that they perform a particular task in order to achieve a common objective. Fourthly, the ability to act in a manner that will develop a climate conducive to responding to and arousing motivation. Elements of leadership at a glance. The students here you can see the elements of leadership. For example, self-awareness, ethics and integrity. A leader must have high ethical values and he should be sound enough in case of communication with his followers. Executive presence, developing talent. A leader must have courage and boldness in order to lead a group of people. He should have courage and boldness in order to overcome the obstacles, the challenges he will face in his journey. Innovation, strategic thinking, or vision. A leader must have a clear vision in which position, in which destination he wants to lead his followers, employees, or workers. Building relationships, a leader will create a friendly working environment, operational excellence, and so on. Needs for leadership. Leadership requires to overcome the defects in the organization structure. It is a leader who finds out the defects, the pitfalls in the organizational structure, and he takes necessary measures in order to overcome the defects in the organization structure. And based on workers or followers' skills, abilities, knowledge, he or she will assign duties and responsibilities and design a proper organizational structure. Moreover, leadership needs to predict and implement changes in the organization. Change we need in order to survive in this competitive business arena. The leader needs to bring changes in the existing system, but bringing changes is very tough job for a leader. But if a leader can explain the benefits of changes to his followers, then it will be easier to implement the change. Number three, leadership requires to steer the organization out of internal imbalances caused by growth. Due to expansion of business, if any sort of internal imbalance arises, then the leader takes proper steps to solve any sort of anomalies, to resolve conflicts of interest among the members with different values, beliefs, interests, and temperament. Leadership is a must. The students, in order to lead a group of people, in order to lead workers, employees, or followers, the leader must have a required power. With the help of power, he will be able to influence others' behavior. Now, a question may arise in your mind. What does power indicate? Power refers to the possession of authority and influence over others. According to Sharif, power denotes the relative weights of behavior by member in a group structure. Sources of power may be formal power, legitimate power, expert power, referent power, coercive power, reward power, informational power, connection power, political power, and charismatic power. The students, I think you have already gone through these basis or source of power in organizational behavior. That's why, once again, I am not repeating elaborately. Qualities of a leader. Imam Ghazali, a Islamic scholar, said that a leader should possess four traits mandatorily. Number one, justice. Number two, intelligence. Number three, patience. Number four, modesty and politeness. A leader must ensure justice irrespective of color, race, vision, religion, caste, and creed. Intelligence. A leader must have a standard degree of intelligence in order to lead a group of people, in order to direct them, in order to lead them, in order to understand their sentiment, pulse, expectation. A leader must have a proper degree of intelligence in order to face challenge, in order to overcome the obstacles. Patience. Patience is a must to be a good leader because we know that during angerness, the conscience of human being does not work at all. And during angerness, a leader will not be able to take a proper decision. That's why a leader must have patience, modesty, and politeness. A leader should possess modesty in his behavior. Even at the time of dealing with opponent, he must have respect for others. Imam Ghazali also advised that a leader should avoid food traits. A leader should avoid jealousy towards others. He should avoid boastfulness. He must be polite. He should not be mean-minded, and he should not have bad willingness at all. Qualities of a leader. The students here you can say best qualities of a leader. A leader must be supportive towards his followers. He should be inspirational for his followers, workers, or employees. His level of honesty will be beyond question. He will be highly committed. He can sacrifice anything for the well-being of followers, for the achievement of organizational goals. He must have passion by hook or by crook at any cost. He will try his level best in order to achieve organizational common goals with his fellow men. A leader must have creativity in case of leading people, in case of implementing latest technology, in case of introducing new production process, and so on. A leader should be a problem solver. He will find out a possible solution of problems that will be faced by his followers. Leadership styles. Basically, there are three types of leadership styles. Number one, the autocratic leader. Number two, the laissez-faire leader. Number three, the democratic leader. The autocratic leader. An autocratic leader wants his subordinates to work in the manner he wants. An autocratic leader thinks that his followers are not capable of taking proper decision, and in autocratic leadership style, an autocratic leader does not give any scope to his followers to offer any sort of suggestions. Rather, the followers are bound to perform the order given by an autocratic leader without any opposition. Uh, in real sense, autocratic leadership style is not a good way of achieving excellent employee performance. Merits of autocratic leader. Autocratic leadership style is suitable when subordinates are basically lazy and they want to avoid their duties and responsibilities. Autocratic leadership style helps to make quick decisions. Thirdly, in autocratic leadership style, subordinates are under constant threat of disciplinary action. That's why they are always careful about their duties and responsibilities. By autocratic leader, inefficient and insincere workers can easily be identified and removed from the service. I mean, though autocratic leader does not give any sort of scope, he does not discuss with his followers. We have seen that there are some benefits of autocratic leadership, and based on situation, based on employees, autocratic leadership can be applied for the betterment of the organization. Dividends of autocratic leader. In autocratic leadership, subordinates normally show resistance to this type of leadership style as it curtails the freedom of subordinates. Moreover, autocratic leadership style kills initiative to work and results in frustration among workers. The students in autocratic leadership style, uh, it often gives scope for conflicts between the leader and his followers, which is bad for the organization. At some stage, the subordinates may stop obeying the orders of the leader and start showing their protest. In this situation, the autocratic leader becomes helpless. Democratic leader. A democratic leader does not make unilateral or one-sided decisions. He provides scope for his followers to participate in decision-making process and the final decision is taken based on the consent of all. Autocratic leadership style is based on the assumption that employees or workers are capable of doing their tasks, their duties, and responsibilities. Merits of a democratic leader: as the followers are able to participate in the decision making process, employees become motivated and they work enthusiastically. The decision finally is mutually acceptable. The followers therefore work for its implementation wholeheartedly. There is no resistance from the subordinates because at the time of taking decision, the subordinates were involved. They participated, they gave their opinion, and mutually the final decision was accepted. In democratic leadership style, the job attitudes of the subordinate staff improves. As the subordinates do not have ill feelings of any kind, the labor management relationship is bound to improve. Demerits of democratic leader: there may be delay in arriving at a decision because in democratic leadership style a decision will be taken with the consent of all parties, but sometimes it is time consuming. Democratic leadership is suitable only if the subordinates are all capable of making worthwhile suggestions. It may sometimes be very difficult to evolve a solution that is acceptable to everyone. The laissez-faire leader: a laissez-faire leader gives full freedom to his followers to act. He neither influences the subordinates' decisions nor does he interfere in the process of decision making. The students, one thing you need to keep in mind that a laissez-faire leadership style is appropriate when leading a team of highly motivated and skilled people who have produced excellent work in the past. I mean, when a group of people, when a team members of team are highly skilled, highly self-motivated, highly talented, and who have produced excellent results in the past. Only in that situation a laissez-faire leadership style is appropriate, others not. Merits of laissez-faire leader: obviously, as the subordinates have full freedom to act, the level of motivation is bound to be very high. I mean, in laissez-faire leadership style, subordinates get full degree of freedom, and the leader does not influence or interfere in their job. That's why their level of motivation is high and their level of commitment is better. Those subordinates who are highly efficient can make use of the freedom given to them to accept. As the employees, workers are highly skilled and they're self-motivated. That's why they work by using full degree of freedom they get from the leader. The superior and subordinate relationship is bound to be very good in laissez-faire leadership style. Now, demerits of laissez-faire leadership style. The laissez-faire leadership style will produce good results only If the subordinates are highly efficient, if they are highly skilled and capable of doing their work independently. Moreover, in laissez-faire leadership style, as the leader does not involve himself at all in the activities of his subordinates, control may become difficult. The leader does not exercise his formal authority. As a result, the workplace may lose its official character. The subordinates are deprived of the expert advice and moral support of their leader. Their students, that's from me, and the lecture will be continued. And stay home, stay safe, follow the instruction of World Health Organization. This meeting.